Hello, everyone. I have a story here I want to talk about. Tap the screen, please.
Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Kizala K. This is Grizzly True Crime. And today's case absolutely comes with a trigger warning. It's for adults only, for educational purposes only. It does involve the horrific abuse and murder of a 22-month-old little girl. So, just know that I'm going to cover it as sensitively as I possibly can whilst
Trigger warning.
So we're going to go over all of that. Moronically, welcome to membership. If you are joining today, I hope you'll check out the members only playlist, and then you'll see we did a recent one last night. You can catch up there. Welcome to all my moderators, patrons, members, subscribers, any locals in chat. This case happened in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. So that's where we're going today. Also, before I forget, I want to wish Copper Horse a very happy birthday. It's Copper Horse's birthday tomorrow, in fact. So, Copper Horse, thank you so much for everything you do, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is just show you a video clip that summarizes a few things about the case. I've got a presentation. We've got documents to go over, as always, as well. So we're going to do all of that, okay?
On the 10 o'clock news, a heartbreaking end to this local toddler's life. The father of 22-month-old Zamora Foe tells News4Jax his daughter was taken off life support today.
Well, the first thought that went through my head when they told me like she wasn't going to make it no more is no man's supposed to outlive his daughter, you know? And it's crazy where the world is, man.
Last week, Zamora was rushed to the hospital in critical condition after police say she was neglected by her biological mother and the mom's boyfriend.
We want to warn you tonight the graphic nature of the alleged abuse that we're going to talk about here. But Zamora's mom says he wants the public to know what really happened to his precious little girl. News4Jax reporter Eric Avignon spoke with that father today and joined us live from Wilson Children's Hospital. Eric?
We're right outside Wilson Children's Hospital, where, according to Zamora's dad, earlier today, she was taken off life support and her organs were harvested. Now, bear in mind, she was brought here last week in critical condition with multiple injuries to her body. And according to law enforcement, those injuries were not by accident.
Shame. Okay, there's some music in this. I'm just gonna pause it there. You already get what the case is about, right? Oh my word. So again, I'm gonna say trigger warning. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is quickly go over a timeline, presentation, and then we'll look at some documents as well. Okay, so Zamora Foe. This case is from 2024, by the way. I just wanted to bring it to our attention because we are anticipating pre-trial hearings coming up January 2026. And as you know, well, today is the 13th of December of 2025, and when we blink again, it will be like January, you know what I mean? So January 15th and 16th of 2026, the mother of Zamora and her boyfriend will have their pre-trial hearings. Well, that's what it's scheduled for now. It's been changed several times. The wheels of justice are turning slowly, but I would like to show all the family and friends, that knew and loved Zamora, lots of support, and to let them know we've got your back and we want to see justice for Zamora. So she was born November 15th of 2022 to Zayla Goodwin and Brandon Foe. You just saw a clip that included the biological father, right? Now, her dad had limited involvement in her life primarily due to interference from her mother, Zayla. So it's another one of those where the mother is isolating the little girl and she's got a whole fleet of boyfriends and then decides to stick with one, and this is based on what family and friends have said, right? And that one just turns out to be such an alleged monster, like the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? Like somebody that will target a single mother with a child, probably to get to the child, even though he denies that. The evidence is wow. So her unemployed mother actively alienated Zamora from other family members. Now Brandon, the biological father, he sustained injuries in an accident. It was a car accident he had, and one friend that was in the car actually died. And this now confined him to a wheelchair, and he's paralyzed from the mid-back down, is as they describe it on social media.
Dang.
Now, the thing is, sorry, my hair's like poking up here today. The thing is, Zamora was only 22 months old, right? And so if she's born November 2022, and he has an accident, I think he said it was at the end of 2023 or something, he was in hospital for over a year trying to recover. And see, that gave the mother opportunity to pursue other interests, and isolate her daughter, which is just so sad. So I feel very sorry for the dad as well, you know?
Yeah.
Now, September 5th of 2024, here's a picture with major filters on, okay, of the mother. Her boyfriend, Nathaniel Davis, known as Nate Davis, and shame, baby Zamora. So, September 5th, okay, 5 days before Zamora ends up in hospital. Zayla, the mother, her boyfriend of 1 year, some social media posts say they've been only dating for 2 months, but documents say that he says they dated for about a year, and that he even proposed to her. If they dated for about a year, that means that he was in Zamora's life for a year, and that is horrific based on the evidence and the injuries that this little girl suffered. So, the mother and her boyfriend of 1 year, Nate Davis. So she's 20, he's 23, and Zamora, 22 months old, they relocated from Hilliard, Florida, to a home in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, shared with Zayla's grandmother, Madeline Pass, who's 76, and her boyfriend, Robert Owen, 71. So I'm gathering it's Zayla, the mother of the baby girl, unemployed, got this boyfriend, don't know what he does or what his plans are, clearly not well. And they move in with the mother's grandmother. You know what I mean? So, 5 days later, the police would be called to the home. Man, but I think more happened before then. So Tuesday, September 10th of 2024, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office patrol officers were dispatched to the home for a cardiac arrest involving a 22-month-old child. So they did one thing right, and I'm not giving them credit, but they called 911. Way too late, but called 911. Jacksonville Fire and Rescue, JFRD, transported Zamora to Wolfson Children's Hospital in critical life-threatening condition. Doctors noticed that Zamora had a broken left arm, brain bleed, fractured legs, neck ligature marks, and other significant and disturbing trauma. And I mean, like, even, you know, down below, front and back, like injured. Okay, that's so disturbing. So, but they tried their very best to save her life. She was unresponsive, but put on life support, and the doctors were absolutely horrified at what they had discovered. So detectives then questioned everyone who was in the home. The grandmother said that yes, she had noticed bruising on Zamora's body, and she observed that she had stopped walking entirely.
And you didn't question it?
What? So
Ma'am, to the grandmama. You didn't question why the child was no longer walking? You didn't ask any questions whatsoever. Let's keep going.
They say Zayla's grandmother, so I'd assume it's the little girl's great-grandmother, right? So you notice the little girl. So you live in a house, the granny and her boyfriend, and then here's now Zayla and boyfriend, and there's little girls in the house. You're like, yeah. Actually, I did see bruises. Also noticed she wasn't walking at all anymore. Okay. So Zayla, the mother, then attributed her daughter's injuries to the classic with these cases, is it not? A fall in the bathtub. Do you remember how Jake Harrow in the Emmanuel Harrow case said the same thing? Fell in the bath.
Lies.
At their previous home, when her boyfriend was bathing Zamora, despite mother and great-grandma noticing injuries, they didn't seek any medical attention. 4 adults in the house. They noticed the baby is no longer 22-month-old Zamora walking, doing anything that she usually does. And doctors say that Zamora must have been in excruciating pain based on her injuries, and they don't seek medical attention. Okay, so due to the severity of Zamora's injuries, JSO Homicide Unit assumes the lead in the investigation. Search warrants were issued and conducted at the home. Multiple bloody bandages, bloody blankets next to Zamora's bed, and bloody diapers in the trash were found. A second search of the home led to the discovery of multiple cell phones, methamphetamine, and drug paraphernalia.
So
And this little
no.
girl had methamphetamine and other substances in her system when they...
Should known the state of Florida, methamphetamine was going to come into play sooner or later. I should have known.
the toxicology report, because she did not survive her injuries. Now the picture bottom right there, that's the mother. Okay, that is yeah, that's why I said lots of filters on the other picture I showed you before. I'm going to continue now quickly to show you the rest of this clip here. I just wanted to take a mild break there because it gets hectic. You're already getting some of the evidence here. Okay.
Video clips and pictures are all that's left to remember 22-month-old Zamora Foe. Her biological dad, who is now confined to a wheelchair following an accident, is left heartbroken and angry over her death.
Today she was unplugged. She's gone. Officially, nothing's there. There's no air going, nothing.
Last week, the toddler was rushed to Wolfson Children's Hospital in critical condition. 10 days later, her organs were donated. How she ended up here is a story so horrific that it led to the arrest of her biological mother, 20-year-old Zayla Goodwin, and her mother's boyfriend, 22-year-old Nathaniel Davis. Both remain in jail on charges of child neglect. Zamora's biological dad said,
Initially, boyfriend has since been charged with first-degree murder and all sorts of other things. I need to update my title because it implies they're both facing the death penalty. It's actually only the boyfriend facing the death penalty. Yeah, capital punishment, because, whoa, the charges that he's facing: aggravated battery, sexual abuse of a child, first-degree murder. I'm very upset.
Trigger warning,
with the charges
trigger warning,
that others
trigger
facing, but
warning.
we're going to get to that.
he will never forget the moment when police told him that his daughter suffered broken bones throughout her entire body and head.
I broke down, like the first time I heard about it. I broke down heavy. I didn't know how to function no more. I couldn't, I didn't know how to move no more.
According to this heavily redacted arrest report, the child was injured inside her mother's home. The report states that Goodwin told police she was awakened by a commotion in the living room and then discovered her boyfriend performing CPR on her unresponsive daughter. After doctors at Wolfson spoke to police about the child's injuries, the JSO Homicide Unit was notified, and that led to a search warrant being executed on the mother's home. Evidence collected at the house, combined with statements by both Goodwin and Davis and the results of a medical examination, led to Goodwin and Davis being arrested. In the meantime, this GoFundMe has been set up for Zamora's funeral.
They paused those donations now because it's been, it's been over a year now.
That's what's going to pay for everything, for her burial, for her to be able to have a stone. She deserves it. She shouldn't have been. It's murdered. She was brutally murdered.
Now, we have posted a copy of that GoFundMe on our website, newsforjax.com. As for Goodwin and Davis, like I said earlier on, they remain in jail on those
they initially had the lesser charges, right? So we're going to continue on with now the timeline. Just, my word, I've got to just take this little by little. Okay, so they did the search warrant. They found multiple cell phones and substances and substance paraphernalia. Okay, so September 10th of 2024, same day that the baby, or 22-month-old Zamora, is rushed to the hospital, unresponsive, severely injured, all over her body. The doctors are saying, holy crap, these injuries are not just from today or something, or like, oh, falling in the bath. No way. Okay, on the same day, the mother and boyfriend were arrested on child neglect charges after it was determined that the couple neglected to seek medical attention for Zamora, despite obvious and observable injuries to her body that included various fractures to her legs, both. So here's Jackass 1 and Jackass 2. The one on the right's now facing the death sentence, okay? Now, count 1 here said Zayla Nicole Goodwin initially. Oh no, between September 5th and September 8th of 2024 in the county of Duval, the state of Florida, did willfully or by culpable negligence neglect rejected by being the child's caregiver and failing to provide her with the care, supervision, services necessary to maintain the child's physical and mental health, including but not limited to food, nutrition, clothing, shelter, supervision, medicine, medicinal services that a prudent person would consider essential for the well-being of the child, and in doing so cause greater bodily harm, permanent disability, or permanent disfigurement to the contrary under that code. Sure. Carol T55 said, emotional supporter for presenting this case for your sleuth. Thank you so much, Carol T55. I really, really appreciate it. Also, I want to say thank you so much to Grizzly Cat for obtaining lots of documents in this case for us so that I could get as many facts as possible together. As you know, I love documents, right? So we're going to go through some of those and just buckle up for that as well. I've now pulled from the PCAs, and then we're going to go through, you know, the he said, she said, and let's see if they throw each other under the bus a little bit already. You know what I mean? When it's like, he's got a story, she's got a story, and none of it's good. So their story, we're going to go through first some bullet points. During the early morning hours of September 10th, Goodwin advised that she was awakened to Davis yelling. When she got out of bed, she observed Davis. Now remember, Goodwin is the mother, Zayla Goodwin. Nathaniel Davis is boyfriend. Okay. So the boyfriend was yelling and performing CPR on the child in the hallway outside of their bedroom. When she asked Davis what happened, he told her that he found her unresponsive, face down on the mattress next to their bed. Like, oh my word, he just found her like that. He tried to wake her up by putting her into the bathtub, but she would not wake up. I hope it wasn't like a cold plunge. You know what I mean? What the hell? So he then attempted CPR while she called 911. The mother advised that she did not see any other injuries to the child other than the bruise to her arm, back, and head, which she received during her fall in the bathtub a week ago. The mother also advised that she often changes the victim's diaper and clothing, but she didn't see any other bruising or injuries. They say the injuries in the diaper, you know, it was bad, very, very bad. Can't avoid, can't not see it, you know what I mean? She also advised that she never saw any blood on the child's diapers or on the child's, you know, private areas. During the interview, Goodwin acknowledged that she never took the child to get any medical care. Mother of the year, everybody. Zayla, the mother, says that Zamora fell in the bathtub about a week ago when her boyfriend was giving her a bath. Why is your boyfriend giving your daughter a bath? What are you doing?
Yeah, why? And that's
what are
weird.
You doing? You know what I mean? Like, oh my word. Okay, so she says that she did not witness the fall, but she gives lots of details. Yeah, she fell backwards, then she stood up, then she fell forward. How do you know? Are you basing that on what that jackass said, or how do you know? And all of it's
yeah, how you know?
So you're telling me your daughter fell backwards, stood up, fell forwards, and you're like, no medical attention required. She says she then had difficulty walking. Didn't get any medical care. Mother did not notice a monster. Any bruising, injuries outside of normal toddler's bruising to her body. Okay. So, I just quickly want to see what you guys say there. Interesting. All right. Mary said, thank you, G, for your hard work, intelligent commentary, compassion for the victims and those who love them, and especially for the snark. Thank you so much, Mary. Also, if you guys want to leave comments, do, okay, after the live stream, because I can now reply to comments with a voice note, which I think is the coolest thing. So I'll be replying to some of you with a voice note, okay, after the live stream. Thank you, Mary. So, It says, while at the hospital, now please, trigger warning everyone, this is horrific, okay? While at the hospital, doctors diagnosed the child as having a brain bleed, a broken left arm, fractures to both legs, private part trauma, ligature marks around the neck, bruising and scratching over the entire body. A toxicology screening revealed the presence of THC, methamphetamine, amphetamine in the child. Okay, doctors described the child's outlook as not optimistic, and the child was unresponsive without any sedation or pain medication. Nursing staff further noted pubic hair in the child's diaper and blood in the diaper. I can't unhear that. That is just like, oh my word, what? Okay, so continuing on with the document. I'm sorry that the writing is a little bit small. I'll zoom in for you like this. Detectives with the SAU received consent to search the residence from all 4 adult occupants. During the search, detectives located multiple bandages with blood, bloody blankets next to the child's bed, bloody diapers in the trash. A crime scene detective was notified and responded to process the residence based on the consent. SAU detectives observed multiple cell phone devices in the residence, as well as MJ and other substances and paraphernalia. Due to the severity of the child's injuries, the homicide unit took the investigation. A search warrant was issued for the residents to conduct further examination. The same crime scene detective and homicide detectives conducted a second search of the crime scene. The second search revealed more cell phone devices, a pipe apparently used to smoke those substances. I'm not saying it too much because YouTube doesn't like that. And a substance that appeared to be other ones as well. You can read it on the screen. And an MJ grinder. Homicide detectives interviewed the grandmother. And the grandmother said that Zayla, the mother, and the boyfriend moved into the residence in Duval Country with them on or about September 5th after residing in Hilliard, Florida. She said that she started seeing bruising on the child's body about a week ago. Lady, if they moved in 5 days ago and you started seeing bruising about a week ago, it means you immediately saw bruising.
And you didn't say nothing.
I mean? She's like, oh yeah, I noticed it. That's immediate. Call CPS, 911, an ambulance, the police, anything? Anything? How about that, hey?
Grandma, you're a fucking failure. You hear me? Grandma, you failed your fucking grandchild. Congratulations, you dumb piece of shit.
ZZ, the boxing cat, said he better pray for the DP. Oh, he's getting it. They have sought the death penalty. Well, he's not we don't know that he's getting it, but they are seeking the death penalty against this guy, okay? So the grandmother says, yeah, she noticed the bruising, about a week ago, and when she asked Goodwin what happened, Goodwin, that's Zayla, the mother, advised the grandmother that while they were residing in Hilliard, Florida, the child fell in the bathtub, which caused her injuries. The grandmother advised that she noticed the child wasn't walking anymore, but that the mother kept advising her the injuries were from the bathtub. This morning, she was awakened by hearing a loud commotion in the living room. When the grandmother went to see what it was, she saw the child lying on the ground, unresponsive, and the mother's boyfriend, Nathaniel Davis, conducting CPR on the child. Goodwin, the mother, told the grandmother that they found the child lying face down, and unresponsive on her mattress in their bedroom. The grandmother advised that at that time, the mother called 911 and they continued their attempts to resuscitate the child, which their attempts proved futile. Dr. Barbara Knox, MD of the First Coast Child Protection Team, advised any reasonable caretaker should have known to seek medical attention for a child in this condition. Dr. Knox described the injuries as less than 10 days old in age, as there are no callus formations on the bone. Dr. Knox stated that the fractures to the legs would have caused intense pain, and any reasonable caretaker would have sought medical attention.
Exactly.
According to the timeline given by Pass and Goodwin, Zamora would have been injured at least 3 days prior to September 10th. According to the grandmother, she did not observe Zamora walking after they moved to the residence in Duval County. Dr. Knox indicated that a child with injuries such as fractures to her legs would not have been able to bear weight on their legs, given the extent of these fractures and the anticipated degree of pain experienced by the child. While in Duval County, Florida, despite obvious and observable injuries, the degree of anticipated pain experienced by the child and the various fractures to her legs. The caregivers, can you even call them that? Caregivers.
They're not even
failed to seek
caregivers.
medical attention that a reasonable
They're
caretaker
abusers.
should have under these circumstances. It just makes me so mad, you know? Zamora was
Come
removed
for
from
what
life
they are,
support,
abusers.
pronounced dead on September 14th of 2024. Some reports say the 18th, but literally where she's buried it says the 14th, so going with that, right? Her dad said today she was unplugged, she's gone. Officially there's nothing there, no air, nothing. That's what Brandon Foe said. Her organs were donated. October 13th of 2024, family and friends held a vigil in Jacksonville to honor Zamora, focusing on child neglect's role in her death. Brandon Poe spoke publicly, emphasizing the need for accountability. So I've got more video to show you. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. And I will first show you this sweet video. Oh my goodness. Why would anyone hurt a little girl like this? It's just like...
Yeah, why?
My goodness.
She didn't even get 2 years on this planet.
Okay, so... I'm going to pause that there, and I also have another clip to show you, which is this one when they had the vigil.
Zamora Lee passed away. As you see here, there are many people that were there to honor her life and to also remember her.
And they all wear blue. I'm wearing blue in honor of Zamora too. I'm not sure why, if that was maybe your favorite color or what, but they've got like a blue ribbon, Justice for Zamora. And they all wear blue at these vigils as well.
Zora Foy died September 18th after being taken off life support. Her mother, Zayla Goodwin, and her boyfriend, Nathaniel Davis, are being charged with child neglect. Friends of the family are still shocked by the child's death.
It's gut-wrenching. I have a 2 and a 1-year-old myself. Never thought, we would even have to do anything like this. Zamora was my daughter's, best friend, so this hurts.
Shame. Oh my goodness. Okay, so showing you that. And we continue on. Shame. And then the community seems they really came together. They're very passionate about fighting for justice for Zamora, which I'm very happy to see as well. They've honored her with her burial. They go every year when it's supposed to be her birthday and all of that, to go and put flowers there and cupcakes and everything. So shame. And the community's done very, very well for Zamora. And I would like to join them, in this fight for justice for Zamora as Grizzlies. Thank you for showing the blue hearts as well. Zamora, as I said, she was removed from life support, and shame, her organs were donated. She's going to save lives. On December 4th of 2024, the Duval County Medical Examiner ruled her death a homicide due to blunt force trauma with methamphetamine and other substances confirmed in her system. March 20th of 2025, Nathaniel Davis is indicted by a grand jury on first-degree murder charges. Oh, there it is. He is charged, now at this point, with first-degree murder, 2 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12, aggravated child abuse, tampering with physical evidence, and the first degree is a capital felony. Zayla's charges were upgraded to aggravated manslaughter of a child. Okay, but I think she should be charged more too, in my opinion. And the way these cases go, don't we just smell a plea deal? When she's like, okay, I'll testify against him. So she'll have even less time? You had one job, woman. One job. That was your daughter.
Yep. It can't even do that.
So, I think she was 18 when she had Zamora. And so she's only 20 now. Like, what? And yeah. Anyway, she's charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child. April 10th of 2025, the state attorney's office, they filed notice to seek the death penalty against Nathaniel Davis.
As they should.
Factors like the victim's age and the crime's heinous nature. Both are being held at the Duval County Jail. I was worried at first because everything I read, I was like, what? Their bond was like $500,000. But obviously, since the upgraded charges, they say both are being held on no bond at the Duval County Jail. Good to know. Don't get out. Okay. And then also, the next court date is January. One is on the 15th, one on the 16th, 2026 for pre-trial hearings. So I'm sure even more details are going to come out there, if you can even imagine it. Cajun Butterfly said, I'm just getting on your live. I'm so sorry I can't watch the live. It's too traumatic for me, but thank you for what you do, your mate. Thank you for being a member for 10 months. Thank you for saying hi. Please like and share so others can find this information if you don't mind. And I totally understand. We'll save a seat for you. Right? If it's too much for you guys, I know this case it's a lot.
Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
so this is on a Facebook group called Zamora Fo on the Facebook page, and I just wanted to read what somebody had posted there, and they said, Zamora's father, Lee Fo, was denied a relationship with his one and only child, a daughter he adored from day one. The love he had for his daughter spilling from his soul daily in hopes that he'd be able to have the relationship he desired with his daughter. Lee was in an accident 2 years ago that left him paralyzed and immobilized. He pleaded for a relationship with his daughter. When Zayla said she didn't have a ride, he bought her a car. Oh my word. Okay, when she didn't have gas money, he paid for it. When she didn't have food, diapers, money for extra things, he paid for it all. From a hospital bed, where he was for 14 months, recovering from a
Think about he did all that from a hospital
from
bed.
the waist down. He's wheelchair bound. Cannot walk, right? Okay, and still he did all that, yet he was denied a relationship with his daughter while Zayla handed her to a sick, vile essayist and the other word YouTube doesn't like. You can see the word, right, on the screen. Lee has no opportunities to fight for a relationship with his daughter now because Zayla chose to not be a mother. Zamora's father and our entire family has spent these past few months in shock, confusion, devastation. We are all disgusted and angry beyond words. Zamora was a beautiful, playful, funny, happy little girl with the love of many things, including her daddy, her twin. They are identical. Zamora Fo deserved to have a chance at life, a chance at being someone great in this world. She had her life and her little body stolen from her in the most wicked, vile way. Oh, she was so violated. On September 14th at 8 p.m., Zamora's organs were donated to help save the life of 3 other people, including a
Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen, please. Please tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen.
It's now up to us to
Please
keep
tap the
Zamora's
screen.
life and honor alive. And we are asking for your help. See, that's where we come in. Grizzlies. Okay, now we know about the case. I didn't know about it before. The case is still ongoing. We are still fighting for justice. And we ask for you to do one thing. Share this for as far and wide as you can. Any group, event, messages, anywhere. Help us share Zamora's tragic story in hopes that Nathaniel and Zayla will never see the opportunity at life just as they did with little Zamora. Yeah, you stay behind bars, right? Innocent till proven guilty, sure. Court of public opinion, I'm voting. You stay behind bars. If you're able to hurt a child or neglect a child in this way, wow. Yeah. You just stay there and then let's see the trials happen and then let's see what the jury decides, okay? We are all grateful, they say, for those who continuously share Zamora's name, help fight for justice alongside the family. We appreciate every crumb of support. Update. Charges have been upgraded to Nathaniel Davis, first degree premeditated murder, 2 counts of sexual battery, aggravated child abuse, and tampering with evidence. Zayla, aggravated manslaughter. So that's what we have there for now. Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate that. Look, they when she was going to turn 3, you know. Shame. Then they baked little cupcakes and they put a 3 on there. And her family, especially the extended family from her dad's side, that hardly got to see her because the mother was isolating her so much while she was with these stellar boyfriends. Oh my word. Okay, anyway, the community is making sure they honor her every year on her birthday. They're always sharing her story. If you go to the Facebook groups, you can see they're constantly keeping people updated, and it's working. Because that's how you discover the case then. Then people learn about it. You guys email everybody about it, you know? So, yeah, I'm very glad we could share it. I hope other content creators will also share the story. You can see the blue ribbon, it says Zamora, and they all wear blue as well. Okay, so that's the end of the presentation now. Now there are 1 or 2 more clips, and then we're going to look at some more documents, okay? So here's now I think this is when the charges were upgraded.
Whenever them detectives showed me all the evidence they showed me and did give...
That's the biological father, right? He was injured after the car accident, paralyzed from the waist down, okay?
Yeah. Whenever them detectives showed me all the evidence they showed me and did give me and did tell me about, I knew I'd be stupid to believe that they didn't have nothing, that they didn't do it on purpose.
Grand jury just indicted 20-year-old Zayla Godwin and her boyfriend, 23-year-old Nathaniel Davis.
Goodwin is Zamora's mother, and she and Davis were already in jail awaiting their day in court on child neglect charges when they were indicted on new charges related to Zamora's death. News 4 Jackson here. Fabio joins us live from outside the Duval County Jail, where legal troubles for both suspects got worse, Eric.
Well, Goodwin is now facing a charge of manslaughter, while Davis is facing a new charge of first-degree murder, along with other serious felonies. Neither one of them are eligible for bond, which means they will remain here in the jail until their case goes to trial.
6 months after Zayla Goodwin and her boyfriend, Nathaniel Davis, were charged with child neglect following the death of Goodwin's daughter, 22-month-old Zamora Foe, Zamora's biological father, Brandon Foe, is breathing a sigh of relief after learning Goodwin and Davis were indicted on much more serious charges. I sat down with him to talk about the length of time it took to get to this point.
The weight game has been the hardest thing about it all, but now that they've upgraded the charges, I know that they're going about it the way that they said they were going about it.
Goodwin now faces a charge of manslaughter in her daughter's death, while Davis faces charges of first-degree murder, 2 counts of sexual battery, aggravated child abuse, and tampering with evidence. Police say the couple told investigators that Zamora was injured after she fell while being bathed, but doctors at Wilson Children's Hospital said an unresponsive Zamora was suffering from a brain bleed, a broken left arm, and fractures in both her legs. The medical staff also said they found evidence of sexual abuse. A toxicology exam revealed Zamora had THC, methamphetamine, and amphetamines in her system. According to this arrest report, when police searched the couple's home, they said they found drugs and drug paraphernalia.
I'm not
They also said
surprised.
they found bloody bandages and blankets next to Zamora's bed and bloody diapers in the trash.
It hurts me knowing that I couldn't be there as a father to protect my daughter, but I'm sure everything's going to go the way it's supposed to. I just hope that
Dang it.
they
I'll
get
be right
punished
back,
in the
y'all.
most way that they can.
Having to endure a criminal trial can be taxing for relatives of a loved one who was murdered, but Foe says he would rather this case go to trial than see Goodwin and Davis take a plea deal.
Me too. Sorry about that. Me too. You know why? Remember Adam Montgomery's case? Oh, and that guy's now asking for a new trial. Oh, please, crickets for Adam Montgomery. You weren't even present at your own damn trial. Don't try us now. Oh, my word. Anyway, his freaking girlfriend took a plea deal, and she testified against him. And she's out now on parole. See, that's what we don't want to happen. Jenny Lynn said, I'll say it louder for the people in the back. See something, say something, right? Right, thank you so much for being a member for 11 months. And yes, you said justice for sweet Zamora. Now, I took that message down. Here we go. Anya Fail, did I say it right? You said a blue ribbon symbolizes many things, most commonly child abuse prevention. That's why they all wear blue. Thank you so much. You know, sometimes it could be because it was the victim's favorite color or something, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Also, let's just quickly have a little snark here. Yes, mother entering the courtroom. God, remember, this was a few months ago, you know, her initial court appearance. Look at her go. Feeling sorry for herself, apparently. People who were in the courtroom said she was crying, but for herself, okay? Don't give us that pity face. You had one job. Okay, and the rest is not all that interesting in this clip. So we have that, and there's there. I think there was one more thing here. Okay. Now, documents. Let's do that. So, what we have here today... Wait 1 second. Yeah, this one. Okay, what we have here today, again, thank you to Grizzly Cat for the documents, is the state's discovery exhibit. So what we first went through, which you saw in the presentation, right? You saw me go through, there's quite a lot of repeat in this document. It's 9 pages, but they seem to keep on repeating. So I just screenshotted and put in my presentation everything you need to know from this. Original arrest warrant. Okay, now we go to the state's discovery, and as you can see, this one, let's just pick the highlighter here, is for Zayla Nicole Goodwin, and this one is in fact for Nathaniel Leslie Davis. So we're going to read both. They're only 4 pages each, right? But we're going to read both because this is, you know, what they tell the police as well. So let's compare stories, shall we?
Please tap the screen.
Okay, also, before we dive into this, look at this. You could see, look at the charges. Horrific charges. Oh my word, murder in the first degree, sexual battery, all of that we just went over. Here's the indictment as well, and here you go. Notice of intent to seek the death penalty against Nathaniel Leslie Davis due to the aggravating factors. So they were able to pursue this against him, right? So there you could see it officially that the state filed. And here's also another arrest booking of him. So let's go back to this state's discovery. And what I'd like to quickly do so that you can just, reference their damn faces. Hold on one second. Let's do this. While I read this. Yeah. So, Zayla, this is her one, right? Let's do it like that. How about that? Okay. So, State's Discovery Exhibit. See Incident Offense Report, Supplement 5. I advised Goodwin of her constitutional rights and all of that, right, Miranda rights and all that, which she acknowledged and signed them. Goodwin stated that she and Davis have been in a dating relationship for approximately 6 months. So they're already, the two of them, he's like, we've been dating for a year. And she's like, 6 months. They've been living together for approximately 3 months. Liars already. She advised that they can't even get their relationship timeline right. Are you freaking kidding me? Really? Okay, at least get one thing right, my word, you're lying right off the bat. So they previously resided together at redacted, her, Davis, and the victim at a trailer in Hilliard, Florida, prior to deciding to move in together with her grandmother. So these two decided we should, take our relationship to the next level. Let's move in with my grandmother. Like, how about you two get jobs in your own damn house? I don't know whose trailer they were living in. But the mother is unemployed.
Freeloading bastards.
Yet she's letting the boyfriend bath her baby, change the nappies, and do who knows? Well, we do know, unfortunately, doing a lot else to her. Where was she when all that's happening, huh? So it says she, Davis, Pass, and Owens moved into the residence on 0904, so that would be the 4th of September, and yet the other report says the 5th, but okay, 4th of September, or the 5th, they moved in over several days. They first slept at the residence on Saturday, the 7th of September of 2024. Remember, Zamora was rushed to the hospital unresponsive on the 10th. Okay. So prior to moving out of the residence in Hilliard, the victim was sick and had vomited several times over the course of 2 days. Did they seek medical attention? No. While in Hilliard, after an incident of vomiting, Davis, the boyfriend, bathed the victim, and she reportedly fell in the bathtub. Goodwin stated she did not see the victim fall as she was on a phone call with her therapist, but the boyfriend told her the victim fell backwards, stood up, and then fell forward. The victim struck her head and face during the fall, leaving bruising and a scratch. After the victim fell in the bathtub, she had difficulties walking and using her left arm. Yeah, because they were broken, dumbasses. She had a small circular bruising on her back that she stated that the boyfriend told her was from when he grabbed her up quickly after the fall in the bathtub. Neither she nor Davis sought medical treatment for the victim. Prior to the fall in the bathtub, Goodwin stated that she did not notice any bruising or injuries. Like, are you blind? Okay. Sorry, this case makes me so mad. Okay, let's just read it. Goodwin, the mother, stated she often changed the victim's diaper and clothing, but she didn't see any other bruising or injuries. She stated she never saw any blood in the victim's diapers or injury or blood in the victim's private parts. When asked about the diapers with blood in them in the trash at the residence, she stated she never saw any of that. She never saw any blood in any diapers. It sounds like you never changed your diapers then. And how odd is it to think, I never saw nothing and then we moved in and then this must have all just started happening? I don't think so. You two idiots lived alone with that little girl first for about a year. 6 months, a year, depending on whose story you believe between these two. And then for a few days, you live with your grandmother, and then suddenly all this happens. That would be weird and unbelievable, that he would just start abusing this little girl the minute there's two other adults around. I don't believe that. So I think it happened way before, right? Goodwin advised after moving into the residence, the victim's lips became very red and swollen on Sunday, the 8th of September of 2024, but she believed it was an allergic reaction after she was found with feces or poop on her lips. She stated that she gave the victim medicine for the swelling, but it appeared not to work. The victim struggled with eating and drinking due to her mouth hurting and swelling. Goodwin stated that she scheduled an appointment with the victim's primary care physician for the 13th, not immediately, not that day, not rushing her to a hospital or doctor, in advance. Let's schedule that for the 13th. Okay, but otherwise she did not seek medical attention at the insistence of Davis. So the boyfriend said, don't you take her to a doctor, and she's like, okay. She moved the victim's toddler mattress into her and Davis's bedroom on Monday night, the 9th of the 9th, 2024, to be able to watch her more closely. Goodwin denied using any substances or drinking alcohol. She stated she does not take any prescription medication and did not take any over-the-counter medication or sleeping medication aids before going to sleep. She described herself as a light sleeper. She stated that she knew that Davis smoked MJ and vaped, but she believed that he obtained the MJ and vape legally from a smoke shop. She stated her family members told her that they suspected that Davis was using methamphetamine, but she never saw him using it and didn't think he was using it. Again, I ask, are you blind? Goodwin stated that she and Davis put the victim to bed on the toddler mattress in their bedroom between 12:30 and 1 in the morning on Tuesday, the 10th of September of 2024. The victim was conscious. Sorry, I hear a drink. Did you guys hear it too? Somebody's buying a coffee. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you so much for spoiling the mods with coffees. Okay, so the victim was conscious and breathing, and other than previously mentioned bruising and bloodied lips or mouth, she was uninjured when she was placed down to sleep. All right, is their theory going to be it was the doctors or what? Sometime in the early morning, Goodwin was awakened by Davis yelling and screaming. When she got out of bed, she observed Davis yelling and performing CPR on the victim in the hallway outside of their bedroom. When she asked Davis what had happened, he told her he found her unresponsive, face down on the mattress next to their bed. He tried to wake her up by putting water on her, but she would not wake up. He then attempted CPR while she called 911. Goodwin advised that she saw a big bruise on the side of the victim's face and that Davis told her that he had slapped the victim in an attempt to wake her up. Goodwin called 911, and then she and her grandmother took over CPR efforts from Davis. During the interview, Goodwin acknowledged that she never took the victim to get any medical care, even after observing the child not walking, not having full use of her arm, or after her lips and mouth were bleeding and swelling to the point of not being able to drink or eat well. Throughout the interview, Goodwin stated that she and Davis maintained constant care of the victim. Huge lie. Never leaving her for any significant amount of time over the last week prior to her hospitalization day. She denied hitting, slapping, punching, or doing any action that would cause injury to the victim, or seeing Davis hitting, slapping, punching, or doing any action that would cause injury to the victim. So it just happened. It just came out of nowhere. It says, I advised Davis of his constitutional rights via constitutional. Okay, so they are going into that. Maybe then the other one is just the other way around. Okay, we'll see. But this is now the boyfriend. I advised Davis of his constitutional rights form, which he acknowledged and signed the form. He stated that he and Goodwin have been in a dating relationship for, he says approximately a year and lived together since they began dating. She says 6 months, living together for about 3. He's like a year and 6 months or whatever, living together. Oh no, he says living together since they began dating. So he's saying a year. She's like 6 months. Can you just get your story straight? Southern Calibisa, did you mention when the trial is? There's no trial date set yet from what I have read and seen, but there's a pre-trial date set for January 15th for the one. I think it's for Zayla and the 16th for Nathaniel, or one or the other. It's right there. Mid-January, pre-trial hearings for the two of them. Okay. So it says he acknowledged that he had asked Goodwin to marry him, and she accepted. He stated that, I mean, that's disgusting, because clearly, in my opinion, I think she must have seen things going on. You cannot not see bruises, injuries, all these things, especially with how she dealt with it. Your daughter's got poop on her face, and you're like, wow, huge swelling? No, we don't even want to go there to imagine why that was. Okay, let's not. Okay, he stated, redacted in the victim, redacted, he changed the victim's diaper. The boyfriend out. He says he bathed her, fed her, put her to bed. He stated that he, Goodwin, and the victim reside together with Zamora, and he provides for them. They previously resided together, her, Davis, and the victim, at a residence in Callahan, and then a trailer in Hilliard, before deciding to move in together with Goodman's grandmother, Parson Owens. He, Goodwin, Parson, Owens, moved into the residence on 9/04/2024, one dates matching, or 9/5/2024. They moved in over several days. He stated that while living in Hilliard, the victim fell in the bathtub approximately 1 week ago after vomiting. Okay, so he's like adding the stories together. Davis said the victim fell after pouring water on her own face. Oh, we're victim blaming a 22-month-old now, and fell backwards, stood up, and fell forward. And you're not there to help this baby girl balance? You're just watching her fall backwards, forwards on her face. You're just like, oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, right. Davis initially stated that Goodwin was present for this incident, but later stated that Goodwin was the one bathing the victim, and he was not present at all. You see that? They're going to turn on each other. Anyway, so Davis said the victim sustained a knot in the back of her head, an injured lip, a minor forehead injury, a minor injury to her left elbow, and possibly one of her knees. Davis did not believe the injuries were severe, did not believe medical attention was necessary. He stated the victim's lips became very red and swollen due to the victim spreading feces on her lips while she slept.
Ooh.
Again, you're going to victim blame a 22-month-old. He's like, this little girl?
You sick bastard.
She's just like spreading poop everywhere. I hope we could say that about him. Oh, what are you doing in jail? Just spreading poop all over your face? Guess you don't need medical attention, huh? Anyway, my goodness. Wait, I might actually, if someone's only joining now, they do not know what they're walking into. So, trigger warning. Okay, we are discussing the brutal abuse and murder of a 22-month-old girl. Okay? So, welcome. We're in the middle of reading a document about it. We did a whole presentation and saw some video clips as well. Just remember, if you wouldn't mind liking the video, you're not liking the topic. That would be difficult. I wouldn't like it either. That's difficult. It's awkward. The only reason you like is because it's data fed to YouTube that tells the algorithm, you know what, we should show this to more people so that more people can cover it and more people can back this entire group, this community, to fight for justice for Zamora, right? Okay, so thank you to all of those who have liked and shared, as the group, the community has asked us to as well. Okay, so, my goodness, hold on. We are doing that, yeah, Davis stated that this behavior of, this little girl spreading poop all over her face while she's sleeping. He says this behavior began approximately 3 weeks ago. He stated he was the only one to have cleaned or cared for the victim's lips or mouth. Oh my word, isn't he such a caring guy? He stated he purchased lip balm at the store at the same time he purchased an ace bandage for himself. And where'd you put that bandage, huh? It should be noted that neither I nor Detective Parker ever mentioned or brought up anything about an ace bandage. Interesting, self-snitching, huh? Davis stated that he laid the victim down to sleep on her back on her mattress, located in the room that he shared with Goodwin in the late evening of 9/9/2024 or the early morning of 9/10/2024. Before putting her to sleep, he had swaddled the victim and was attempting to feed her potatoes with a spoon and Sprite with a straw because she was in so much pain from her swollen lips or mouth. He had been wiping her mouth and cleaning her lips most of the day and night. At one point, he cut up a t-shirt and put the pieces in her mouth to soak up the victim's drool. When asked if the victim was swaddled when he put her to sleep, he stated she was not. He stated that she was on her back, he put the blanket on her body, and she was sucking her thumb. He stated that he had given her children's pain reliever as he was instructed to do so by the mother, Goodwin, stating that he had administered the whole syringe. Okay. Davis stated he went to sleep and woke up to go to the back porch of the residence to smoke. Goodwin was asleep in the bed when he woke up, and upon returning to the bedroom, he said he observed the victim lying face down on her mattress. Davis stated the victim looked funny, and when he placed a hand on the victim, she was cold to the touch. He said the victim was unresponsive, and he brought the victim into the bathroom and put water on her to wake her up. When the victim did not wake up, he brought the victim into the hallway and began attempting CPR. Davis described the CPR as aggressive and said at one point he slapped the victim hard across the face to resuscitate her. He stated he did not know how to administer CPR, but yet he's performing it on a 22-month-old baby. 22-month-old girl. No. Davis demonstrated by slapping the baby doll's face with his right hand and then pounding on the baby doll's chest with his right fist in a hammering motion. So, sorry, I didn't read the sentence. He was provided a baby doll as an aid to show how he conducted CPR on the victim. I need to see this police interview. Am I right? Like, what the hell, bro? You actually gonna demonstrate that? Slapping the face? Pounding the baby doll's chest with his right fist in a hammering motion? No. Davis stated he observed a bruise on the left side of the victim's face and was adamant that it was caused by him slapping the victim in the face after finding her unresponsive on the mattress. When asked about the trauma to the victim's private parts, he denied ever having sexually abused the victim, stating he had never touched the victim there. He stated he would never do that to a child. He stated he didn't like to wipe her after changing her diaper because it felt weird and wrong since she wasn't his child. Okay, let's just pause there. Did you tell the mother that? Why is the mother not changing her diapers?
Yeah.
Why are you doing
Why
that?
are you, the boyfriend, changing this child instead of the mother?
He's like, yeah, that just felt weird and awkward. Okay, and my next question is, do you have children, sir? Because it's like, that felt weird and awkward because it's not my child. And if you have children, what then? How do you feel then? Ooh, I don't even want to know. Whew, okay. Davis said he never saw any blood in the victim's diapers or in the victim's private parts. I asked Davis if he uses any illegal drugs, and he denied any drug use, but stated that he smoked NJ. When asked what a drug test would reveal, he then stated recently he started smoking METH. When asked about the drugs we found in the house, he admitted to possessing, I'm just going to say it all, methamphetamine and the pipe we located. He stated that he keeps his M in a box in the pocket of his jeans or pants. When asked if he ever used or smoked it around the victim, he stated never. Yeah, but toxicology showed it was in her system. When I asked how the victim would have tested positive for this in her system, he could not provide an answer. When confronted with the child's injuries and the timeline, and with statements Goodwin made during her interview, Davis then stated that he was high on M all day and night and was gone for approximately 4 hours buying and using that substance. So his story just completely changes. They're like, listen, man, we spoke to Zayla, and this is her timeline and information she shared. It's like, oh, I wasn't even there then. Then I wasn't there. I was out. You know when I said I didn't use substances, I used it. Because, see, he'd rather take those charges. Like I did. I was out there buying all of that. He came home and went to sleep and was asleep the whole night until he woke up and found the victim, he says. When I explained to him that Posh, the grandmother, had seen him feeding the victim in their bedroom prior to him putting the victim to sleep, he stated that his timeline was all messed up, but continued to deny causing the victim's injuries. When I asked if Goodwin caused the victim's injuries, he stated, she must have. When asked if he had ever seen Goodwin cause injury to the victim, he stated, I've never seen it. During the interview, Davis acknowledged... Wait, I'm going to have to redact that quickly. Hold on. Everybody pause. This is all public record. Okay, wait, I just want to see. We don't just want to do that. Okay, cool. We're good. Public record, court documents from the Florida courts. During the interview, Davis acknowledged that he never took the victim to get any medical care, even after observing the child not walking, having full use of her arm, or after her lips and mouth bleeding and swelling to the point of not being able to drink or eat well. Throughout the interview, Davis stated that he and Good maintained constant care of the victim, never leaving her for any significant amount of time over the last week prior to her hospitalization today. He denied hitting, slapping, punching, or doing any action that would cause injury to the victim. Besides what you just demonstrated on a doll? Okay. Right. Or seeing Goodwin hitting, slapping, punching, or doing any action that would cause injury to the victim. On the 26th of September 1945, Davis called his mother, in the call he told his mom, as far as my past is concerned, there's going to be nothing like that. It's going to be squeaky clean. Nothing like that was done. As far as the homicide, we are both going to be charged. I'm guilty by association on this one. You know me. I've never done anything like this. This isn't the first time DCF has been involved in her life. I didn't see Zayla do this. I was gone all day and night. I bought so much ice and Molly. I was getting high, and when I came home, instead of spending time with them, I was smoking so much M. I don't know if I caused this. She got frustrated, and I pushed her to the point of doing this. Okay, storyteller. Let's quickly have a very quick look at this, because I think it's the same. Yeah, it was just the other way round. But it's the same. Okay, it's the same. Same information. Yes, okay, both 4 pages. So, that is what we it not just absolutely horrifying? I think I might have one more clip for you, so just hold on 1 second. Sure, my goodness. This case. I just want to see what this one is. Do we know this one? Oh, yeah. There was something I wanted to show you here. What is it? Oh, yeah, maybe it was just the dad. I don't know. Let's see.
News4Jax spoke with Zamara's biological dad just hours after his daughter passed away. He recalled the moment police told him how his daughter ended up in the hospital in critical condition.
I broke down, like, the first time I heard about it. I broke down heavy. I didn't know how to function no more. I couldn't, I didn't know how to move no more.
He's now relying on his GoFundMe to help pay for his daughter's funeral.
Oh, Lord.
And we have posted that GoFundMe on our website.
Okay, so that was the same as the previous clip that I showed you. So the GoFundMe donations have been paused, because that, as I said, was over a year ago, and they have laid the baby to rest. 22-month-old Zamora Foe. And the community is very active, making sure they visit her grave and put flowers there, celebrate her birthdays there, have vigils there. Everybody just wants justice for this little girl. As do I. As I'm sure do you. It's absolutely horrifying. So thank you so much for being here and, listening to this case so that we're aware of it. I will be following it very closely. I want to see now what happens with those pre-trial hearings in January, around January 15th and 16th of 2026. And then we take it from there, because from there, they might, just set trial dates and set the next hearings and all of that. I mean, these things do take time, as we know. But, I would like to see justice for Zamora. And I mean full justice. Don't be letting one off the hook easily. That's also why I want to cover this case, to make sure that there's some pressure applied, meaning some social media, that's like everybody's watching. Do not dare, and I'm not saying anyone would, but don't you dare let them off the hook easy, okay? No, we want to see full trials, and we want to see justice for Zamora. Grizzly Cat says, thank you, best mods, thank you. Yes, thank you, mods, thank you, everyone, for being here. Really appreciate your time. I hope that you can, go do something nice, look after your mental health. Don't worry, I'm very good at doing that as well. We need some balance, because these cases are very, very difficult. So, and thank you for making it through to the end, if you did. Now, please do leave some comments below so I can reply to you with a voice note, okay? And I will see you again very soon. In the meantime, stay safe.
See y'all later.